Hi everyone, how are you? Today we are going to talk about how to trick your brain into action. The 5-minute rule. How to trick your brain into action. Let's be honest for a second. What's the hardest part of any task? It's not finishing it. It's not even doing the hard middle part. It's starting. You know that feeling, right? You've got a report due, or a workout planned, or a chapter to write. You sit down. You look at it, and something inside you just freezes. Your brain sees the size of the task, gets a little scared, and quietly whispers, "Not now, maybe later." So what do you do instead? You pick up your phone, you check a notification that wasn't even important, you tell yourself you're getting in the right headspace, while you scroll through 15 minutes of nothing. Sound familiar? Here's the thing nobody tells you. This isn't laziness. It's not a character flaw. It's just how your brain is wired. Your brain hates big, scary things. When you look at a huge task, your brain doesn't see one thing to do. It sees a mountain, and mountains feel dangerous. So your brain does what it's designed to do when it senses danger. It pulls you away. It sends you looking for something safer, something easier, like your phone. The problem is, the task never gets smaller because you avoided it. It just sits there, growing heavier every day you don't touch it. So how do you get past this? You don't fight your brain head on. You outsmart it. Enter the 5-minute rule. This is one of the simplest tricks you'll ever learn, and it works because it doesn't ask much of you. Here's how it goes. Next time you're avoiding something big, whether it's studying for an exam or dragging yourself to the gym, don't tell yourself, "I have to do this for 2 hours." That's exactly what your brain is afraid of. Instead, make a deal with yourself. Say, "I'll do this for just 5 minutes. If I still don't want to continue after that, I'll stop." That's it. That's the whole rule. Open the book for 5 minutes. Put on your gym clothes and do 5 minutes of movement. Write for 5 minutes. And if, after those 5 minutes, you genuinely want to quit, go ahead. You're allowed. Sounds too simple to work, doesn't it? But give it a try before you judge it. Why this actually works. Here's the science behind it, in plain words. Your resistance is always highest right before you start. That's the peak. That's the moment your brain is throwing up every excuse it can find. But once you actually begin, something shifts. The task doesn't feel as scary anymore because you're no longer imagining it. You're just doing it. This is called momentum, and it's a strange, wonderful thing. Once your body and mind are already in motion, stopping actually takes more effort than continuing. 5 minutes in, you're not fighting to start anymore. You're just going. That's why so many people who use the 5-minute rule end up working for an hour or 2 or 3 on something they almost avoided completely. The hardest part was never the work itself. It was that first step. Think about it this way. Have you ever gone for a walk you didn't feel like taking, only to end up not wanting to come back inside? Or started cleaning just one shelf and ended up cleaning the whole room? Same principle. Once the fear of starting is gone, the task carries you forward on its own, making it stick. The beauty of this rule is that it removes the pressure. You're not promising yourself a perfect productive day. You're not promising 2 hours of focus. You're promising just 5 minutes. Anyone can do 5 minutes. And here's a secret. Most days, you won't stop at 5 minutes. But even on the days you do, you're still better off than you were before. Because you started. And starting, more often than not, is the whole battle. So next time you catch yourself staring at a task, feeling that familiar wave of dread, don't wait for motivation to show up. It probably won't. Just tell yourself, 5 minutes. That's all. Your brain will thank you for the easy deal, and your future self will thank you for everything that comes after those 5 minutes. The 2-minute rule for the small stuff that piles up. Okay, so the 5-minute rule is great for the big, scary tasks, the report, the workout, the chapter you've been avoiding. But what about the small stuff? The tiny tasks that don't feel like a big deal on their own, but somehow still don't get done? Think about it. Washing your plate after dinner, replying to that one email, putting your dirty clothes in the basket instead of on the chair. None of these are hard. None of them takes long. So why do we still push them off? Because we tell ourselves, I'll do it later. And later never really comes, does it? Instead, the plate sits in the sink. The email sits in your inbox. The clothes pile up on the chair until it disappears completely. The 2-minute rule. There's a simple fix for this too, and it comes from a productivity expert named David Allen. Here's the rule. If something takes less than 2 minutes to do it right now. Not in 5 minutes. Not after this video. Right now. Don't think about it. Don't add it to a list. Don't tell yourself you'll batch it later with other small tasks. Just do it. See a dirty cup on your desk? Wash it. 2 minutes done. Got a text you've been meaning to reply to? Reply now. 30 seconds. Done. Sounds almost too obvious, right? But here's why this one small habit makes such a big difference. Why your brain loves this. All those tiny unfinished tasks don't just disappear from your mind when you ignore them. They stay there quietly, in the back of your head, taking up space. This is what we call mental clutter, and clutter is exhausting, even when you don't realize it. Think about it this way. Every unfinished task is like a tab open in your browser. One tab isn't a problem. But what happens when you've got 20 tabs open? Your whole system slows down. It's the same with your brain. When you're avoiding 10 different 2-minute tasks, your mind is quietly juggling all 10 of them at once. That's why you can feel tired and unproductive even on a day when you technically didn't do much. You didn't do the big stuff, sure, but you were still carrying the weight of all those small, unfinished things. Now flip it around. What happens when you knock out those 2-minute tasks the moment they show up? Each one closes a tab. Each one takes a little weight off your mind. You'll actually feel it, that small rush of relief after washing one plate or sending one reply. It's not really about the plate or the email. It's about your brain finally getting to let go of something it was holding on to. Do this often enough, and something interesting happens. You start trusting yourself more. You stop feeling like the person who means to do things and start becoming the person who just does them as they come, without the drama. And that shift? That's where real momentum starts to build, not just for the small stuff, but for everything else too. Stop chasing goals. Start changing your identity. So far, we've talked about tricks, the 5-minute rule, the 2-minute rule, and honestly, these work. But I want to show you something deeper, something that fixes procrastination at the root, not just for today, but for good. Here's a question. Why do we procrastinate in the first place? Most of the time, it's because we're chasing a goal. I need to write a book. I need 6-pack abs. I need to get fit this year. Sounds motivating, right? But here's the problem. A goal like that is just heavy. It sits far away in the future, and every time you look at it, your brain sighs and thinks, that's a lot of work. So you push it off. Again. The real fix. Change who you are, not what you want. James Clear, who wrote a book called Atomic Habits, talks about this in a way that changed how a lot of people think about productivity. Instead of setting a goal, he says, change your identity. Don't tell yourself, I need to go to the gym. Instead, start seeing yourself as an athlete, as someone who trains, as a healthy person. Don't tell yourself, I have to write today. Start seeing yourself as a writer. Here's why this matters so much. A writer doesn't wake up and debate whether to write or not. They don't negotiate with themselves every single day. Writing is just what they do. It's part of who they are. There's no decision to make, and no decision means no room for procrastination to creep in. When your actions come from a goal, you're always asking, should I do this today? And some days, the answer is no. But when your actions come from your identity, the question disappears completely. You don't ask a fish whether it wants to swim today. This is the shift. Stop asking, what do I want to achieve? Start asking, who do I want to become? Then start acting like that person right now, even before you feel ready, even before you believe it fully. Because here's the secret. You don't become a writer and then start writing. You become a writer by writing, even badly, even for 5 minutes at a time. The identity comes from the action, not the other way around. Do this long enough, and procrastination doesn't need to be fought anymore. It just quietly disappears because the person you've become doesn't procrastinate on the things that matter to them. Okay, here's what I want you to do. Right now, don't close this video and think, great video, I'll apply this tomorrow. Tomorrow is exactly how you got here. So here's what I want you to do. The second this video ends, put your phone down. Not in an hour. Not after just one more video. Right now. Take the next 5 minutes and go do the one thing you've been avoiding since this morning. You know exactly what it is. It popped into your head the moment I said it. Go wash that one dish. Go open that document. Go put on your shoes and take that walk. Don't wait to feel ready. You'll never feel ready. Just start and let the next 5 minutes decide the rest. And if you're actually going to do it, right now, not later, drop a comment below and tell me what that one task is. Let's see how many of us actually follow through today. Go. Now. I'll see you in the next one. If you like this audiobook, please make sure to like and subscribe